Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Rebecca here, how are you? And you're watching Me, Myself, and Asperger's. This episode, we're going to be talking about making friends. Making friends when you have Asperger's can be difficult. Even if you do try and be nice to people, as some people do not want to be your friend. And some people just want to be no more than an acquaintance to you. Unlike bullies and people who are not exactly the nicest people in the world and not exactly the most horrible, always seem to have friends, which is something I really do not understand. Because I was always taught that you need to be nice to people to make friends. And if you are horrible and nasty to people, you will not make any friends whatsoever. It does not make any sense. What I would suggest is to try and make friends with people you know are nice people. I would not bother with people if you are not sure about them, as anything could happen. Having the same interests as them can be helpful, but it is not the most important thing. The most important things are they nice or not? And are they genuine or not? If you come across someone who is nice to your face, but you find out somehow behind your back they're not such such a nice person, I would I would not I would try your best to avoid people like that, as anything could happen, and you need to be careful who your friends are. I have had problems growing up making friends, as I have gone years hanging around on my own at school, as obviously my autism played a part in that. I basically expected people to come up to me and say, "Hi, do you want to hang around with me slash us?" Um, those times would barely ever come. If they did, they would be one offs. I would get people calling me for not having any friends. I would never have a good enough excuse to try and justify myself. I did get a lot of mixed messages in my mind and about this that I thought to myself, um, I did wonder whether whether I said or did something that I do not remember to make my peers not wanting to be friends with me. When I was at school, I did try and tag along with people, but not everybody would have that. Um, um, I would get people saying things to me to try and get rid of me, or some of them would just ignore me. I honestly thought that when I was in year six, my final year of primary school, I honestly thought that once I settled into high school, I would hang around with a group of girls, become popular, get a boyfriend. Sadly, I was mistaken. Um, they do say you can choose your friends, but you cannot choose your family. Um, People who come out with things like that and mean it are not autistic, because me personally, I make friends with whoever I can make friends with. I did make some decent friends when I got to my second high school. My first high school, I had no more than just acquaintances. I felt relieved that I had made some decent friends who wanted to be my friend outside of school. As I had never had that before, I just got used to the fact I have never had a best friend before, and that was it. At college, I did make some okay friends, but no long term friends. Mind you, growing up, um, growing up, outside of school, I did I did have I did have friends at home who I used to play out with, but none of them were my best friends. Eventually, I did end up joining one of my local autism social groups, um, to help me make friends. Um, it did work. I would recommend it if you are on the spectrum and you find it difficult making friends. The autism social group is where you socialize with other people on the spectrum and you take part in activities such as bowling, the cinema, walking, meals out, etc. Yes, so I would recommend you you Google autism social groups around where you live. I did, and I do not regret it. Yes, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more autism/Asperger's related content from me. If you'd like me to mention any topics related to autism/Asperger's syndrome, pop it in the comments section down below. And as always, look after yourselves, take care, bye bye.